We're live. Yeah. Good evening. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey, Adam G, your online conversational talk show. Yep, we're still on my Miss Universe Philippines 2022 live chat series. And for this rainy afternoon, I'm going to talk to another Miss Universe Philippines delegate. You know, I've really been admiring her ever since I got to meet her. Probably, the reason why I really admire this woman is probably is because of her love for motorcycles or even adrenaline rush that probably pumps up this woman to take big swings in life. And as humans, we're really careful, we're really cautious. But this woman is just a risk taker. Whether it's the platform, the Miss Universe platform, or her sense of unfinished business, or she just has a huge appetite for risk. It is this woman's courage or her ability to take on purposeful action amidst fear that is truly admirable. And at 26, she is finally taking that huge leap of faith in conquering the universe this time around. So for sure, kilala niyo na kung sino sinasabi ko. From world to the universe, here she is live all the way from Makati City. Please say hello to Miss Universe Philippines 2022 Makati City, Michelle D. Hi, Michelle.
Hello, everyone! Oh my gosh, yung boses ko. Hello, everyone! Kamusta naman kayo? Hindi pala kita nakikita dito sa screen ko. Oh
Eto,
my gosh, pero
para solo
hello.
muna.
Ayun!
Sino, sinolo frame muna
Hello!
kita para ma-appreciate nila yung kagandahan mo. Di ba? Pag dumating
Ayun!
na ako, biglang tsaka na kasi yung screen. But yeah, thank you so
Uy,
much,
hindi
Michelle.
hindi. I know.
Hindi.
Actually, thank you so much and sorry kasi sobrang hectic namin lately. Kaya hindi ko nabibigyan ng panahon magpa-interview. But I've been so eager to talk to you. Alam mo naman, since my previous pageant pa lang, medyo tight na tayo. Kaya I really, sa
Yes.
lahat na nanonood, super love ko talaga tong si Adam.
Maraming salamat sa pagpapaunlak dito sa interview na to. Super. Oo.
Ikaw
With
pa ba?
only, yeah, thank you. Thank you for the trust and confidence. It really means so much to me talaga. So, I can't believe that I'm talking to you again, but this time in a different pageant
I
system.
know!
Naninibago
I
din ako.
know!
Like, we've been watching you
So
in
different,
these
no?
series of online challenges, but up until now, it still doesn't sink in that you're competing again. Like, ganun ka siguro kataas na nilalagay kita sa pedestal na kasi nga you're a celebrity na, di ba? But now you're taking a huge leap of faith. Like, as I've said, so how are you? It's been a long time since the last time I've
Oh my
spoken to you.
gosh. Grabe, since 2019 pa ata, no? Then the whole
No,
pandemic happened.
no, during the coronation night of the other pageant, I said hi to you in the makeup
Ayun!
room.
Ayun! Ano
So
naman yan? Turnover yan eh.
yeah, that was the last
Turnover
time.
na yun. And then before that was pre-pandemic pa. Pero life has been so amazing since the last time we talked. Of course, we had to go through a pandemic, but I learned so much about myself. Ang dami kong ginawa during the pandemic na nakakatuwa naman talaga kasi it's different aspects of myself, different avenues of passion. Kaya, ayun, here I am, fighting for another crown.
Alam
And
mo,
ayun,
yeah. So yeah, let's talk about your new creative pursuits in a little while. Pero sa totoo lang,
yeah,
alam mo yon, ginulat mo talaga kami. Kasi ako, aminin ko sa'yo, I thought you're about, you're already in in
retired
you know you're
na.
already retired, you're already focused on your showbiz career because before this pageant you appeared in a teleserye with Hart and Paulo Contis, diba?
Yes.
So I thought that was your trajectory already, na you're gonna be focusing on
Mhm.
movie and TV roles, but we were all surprised sasali ka pala sa Miss Universe Philippines. So can you take us to the whole process, how it led you to make
Sige.
this decision?
Actually, I've always thought about joining naman eh. I mean, it was always that thought behind my head na parang, what if sumali ka sa Miss Universe? What if? And I'm the type of person that really doesn't like regrets. Ever since I was young, hindi ko talaga pinapalampas. If it's something I know I'm going to regret in the future, then gawin mo na. Whether the outcome is positive or negative, gawin mo na. Because at least then, alam mo kung ano yung outcome. It won't bother you in the future. And actually, during the pandemic, like 2020, obviously I was reigning pa lang. I didn't know that I would be the longest reigning Miss World, actually.
Yes.
Um, I wanted to join, or at least entertained the thought of joining last year, but of course, na-delay yung turnover ko. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not meant for me because the stars aren't aligned for me to join last year. And then towards the end of this year, and while I was shooting that show, I Left My Heart in Sorsogon, it was really like building up the thought process na parang, lumalapit na. I already heard na mas maaga yung Miss Universe this year. And then yung mga plano ko for January, February, and March, it was put on hold because of Omicron. And then the projects I was supposed to do was put on hold. And then I took that as a sign that, okay, napaaga yung Miss Universe, na-delay yung mga projects ko, some of them na-cancel. So I was like, what is the universe trying to tell me? And parang, alam mo yun, like, I saw an opportunity. And for anyone who sees an opportunity, it's really up to you if you're gonna take it or not. If you're gonna maximize that opportunity or not. So I really felt in my heart that the stars were aligned for me to join this year. And I felt ready, I felt more confident and more driven to really take my chances. And like you said earlier, magsugal, to put myself under this scrutiny for another chance at another national crown.
Yes, kasi ang laki talaga eh. Kasi let's face it, it's very rare for girls like your caliber and stature to really cross over and take that huge leap of faith. I mean, the most
Thank
recent one,
you.
the first and only one who has been successfully able to do that is Catriona Gray, diba?
Mhm.
So, and I remember her, saying that she also had hesitations, qualms,
Yeah.
second doubts about herself in doing this. Ikaw, now that you are finally joining here, how are you handling the expectations of everyone, even the pressure surrounding this
Ako kasi,
huge, huge undertaking?
yes, it's definitely overwhelming yung pressure. Pero ako kasi like just to touch on already having a previous crown and I still have that title na to live on for the rest of my life. I've always had this mentality na kailangan just because you achieved something in the past doesn't mean you can't achieve something greater in the future. So I'm always looking for something that will make me grow, something that will set my eyes on this prize or something to really prepare for because I believe that makes me grow as a person. It really helps me, alam mo yun, just work on myself. Like even sa pagpapapayat, as simple as pagpapapayat, I need something to work towards. Like something to really aspire towards or to really to really have a goal in mind. Kaya once I achieve something, I'm already asking myself, what's my next goal in life? What's something bigger that I can achieve? What's something more empowering that I can showcase everybody? So yes, the pressure is always there, but I've always had to live with pressure naman talaga all throughout my life. So it's something that I wouldn't say bothers me because it's something I've really learned how to accept that no matter what you do, you'll always be surrounded by pressure and opinions of other people. Yeah, yun.
Bilib lang ako sa mga katulad nyo na ang tatapang ng loob. Have you been this bold and courageous ever since as a kid? Iba eh.
I've always had this statement na I don't know kung bakit ko siya naisip, pero I would ask people, would you rather be brave or fearless? And sige, I'll ask you muna, would you rather be brave or fearless?
Di ba pareho lang ibig sabihin nun? Opposite of fear
Hindi,
is
hindi.
brave or fearless. Brave. Brave.
Tama, ako rin. Well, there is no right or wrong answer. Pero of course, for me, I'd rather be brave. Because when you're brave enough to conquer all of your fears. You're willing to put yourself on the line, or your ego or your respect. It's all on the line because you're brave enough to be under that limelight. You're brave enough to jump off a cliff for skydiving, or you're brave enough to tackle on something as big as Miss Universe Philippines. When you're when you're fearless kasi, then, alam mo yun, tatalon ka lang, tas walang takot. And then, more often than not, baka biglang, ano ka na,
Yeah.
hindi mo pala namamalaya na may mga risks also. But when you're brave, you acknowledge that there are so many risks. But the risk and reward is what you're balancing. And even
Exactly.
if the risk is like this, the reward is like this. And that's really what I've been advocating for all of my life, is to really put yourself on the spot of failure. Because if you don't, then you'll never know the feeling of succeeding.
Exactly.
Diba? Gusto mo yan?
Exactly. Oo, totoo yun eh. Kailangan ma-experience mo muna rin. Kailangan ma-experience mo muna rin talaga yung failure.
Yes,
Yung
of
mga,
course.
yung mga things that will really cause you to really sulk in order for you to really go for the glory. Alam mo, hindi pwedeng
Mhm.
lahat success
Walang madali
success
eh.
ka sa
Walang madali.
mga attempts. This is just life, right?
Yes, it is just life. And I believe na if you don't put yourself under the potential of failure, then how can you grow out of that? How will you learn from that? Kasi I don't know anybody that's reached a certain amount of success without struggling first. Kaya
So for
that's
you to
something I
take
believe.
so for you to have arrived at this decision, it was really laborious process. Na it didn't just you didn't just sit overnight and figure out, okay, I'm gonna join as a pageant again, like Miss Universe Philippines. So I wonder, how did your parents react when you finally told them that you would be joining again?
Well, sige, let's start with my dad. My dad, when he realized that I was joining again, he was like, wow, never stop fighting for your dreams. And I'll end that at that because he actually thought that I was done after Miss World. After that whole experience, he thought I was done with pageantry. I already tried my luck and I placed top 12, which is still a feat. But then when he really saw my dedication to join again, he had more respect. And everything I do, I just want to earn the respect of my parents. And ayun, I really saw that he was proud of me for putting myself under this kind of limelight again. Of course, kasi grabe yung pressure. And if nakausap
Oo.
mo ako during Miss World, I was massively under so much anxiety. As in to the point na pinaprescribe na ako ng anti-anxiety pills. Which hindi ko naman tinake. But that's just what, at the time, I saw a psychologist just because my dad was worried about my mental health already. And sabi niya, parang masyadong mataas na yung anxiety ko. But, ayun, hindi naman nahalata. But,
Oo.
ayun, so he was really proud that I took on this feat again. My mom naman ako. um, of course, she was happy, but she was also nervous for me. Kasi
Oo.
nervous in a sense, no, she's always wanted me to have a crown. Na, especially when I joined Miss World, she never forced me. It was always my own decision to join any sort of pageant. Pero I remember magkausap kami nung araw na yon and she was ranting about something else. As in, so talak siya, ranting about Tut, 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 tut. And then
Oo.
biglang sabi ko, just to calm her down, sabi ko, Mom, I'm joining Miss Universe Philippines. I'm announcing tomorrow. Or kind of like hinting to the public na I'm joining.
Yeah.
Biglang, nakalimutan na niya yung rinarant niya. Tapos nag-shift na siya dun sa Miss Universe. And ayun, tagal namin nag-usap. And she was just like, anak, these are the things that I want you to work on. These are the things that I can't help you with. Like communication and all of that. But I
Oo.
want you to get this crown. And then sabi niya, basta tabi kami ni Mama Rene sa coronation night. Parang ganun, both
Oh,
very supportive.
ah. Alam mo ano, feeling ko kanino ba nakuha yung tapang ng loob mo? Sa tatay mo yata, eh, no?
Of course, matapang yung dad ko is an actions
Now
lang,
that
but
I analyze it.
I would really say my mom.
Oh,
Because, grabe yung na-achieve niya at such a young age. One, she joined Binibining Pilipinas.
Pilipinas.
Uh, yeah, at 16, I think, and then
Yeah,
Miss
at 16.
International at 17. And that's not easy to do when you're young. Of course, when you know her family background, rags to riches si nanay ko eh. So the
Oo.
courage to really climb up the ladder and to prove yourself was there. And not only, she didn't stop at Miss International. She went to New York, made her country proud as a supermodel, really won New York's face of the 80s. She never stopped looking for more things to make her grow. And I think that's what I got from her. Yung tapang talaga not to back out of any sort of challenge.
So growing up, I've never asked this question ever since I met you. So, hindi ka niya talaga finorce na, "Oh, follow my footsteps, ah." So, it was totally on
No.
your own time na
Yes.
allowed you to explore your interests in pageantry.
Actually, I honestly thought my sister was going to be the one to follow her footsteps. Eh. She was the one taking ballet. She was the one in theater. I tried theater for 1 year, but my sister talaga was, she was the singer, she was the performer. I was the nerd. I like studying. I like just being behind the camera. I was really a photographer since like I was in grade school. So sobrang creative ko na nerd.
Yeah.
Kaya, when I was growing up, like, nung nasa edad na ako to model and everything, parang that's when my interest started creeping in. Of course, I'm sure you know this. I've backed out so many times from my intention of joining my first pageant. Like, I
I
think
heard nga,
three
oo.
years in a row. 3 years in
Oo.
a row, I backed out before joining my last pageant. And that was because I really couldn't handle like the pressure that was on me in order to execute. I didn't feel like I was ready or prepared, or I just felt like I wouldn't have been proud of my performance if I joined those earlier years. Yeah, ayun, it was really myself that
Pero
put me in
I'm
this
glad that you
situation.
took your own sweet time in
Thank you. Thank
deciding
you.
to join a pageant kasi 'di ba, kailangan talaga buo na yung loob mo eh, psychologically.
Mhm.
'Di ba? I don't know
Yes.
if you you intentionally finish your studies first before you jump into this whole thing para talagang walang distractions, you can freely focus on your own thing. But I'm glad that you really decided on your own na without alam mo yun, na parang without any pressure. Kasi I remember kasi 'di ba, ilan ba kayo mga pinipressure ng mga anak ng mga dating beauty queen, si Isabel
Ah,
Daza, who
that's
else? Pero
true.
'di ba si Isabel Daza may clamor din sumali. Tapos ikaw,
Mm-hmm.
hindi ka namin din pinapansin noon kasi nga 'di ba may feeling namin iba yung landas mo pero bigla ka na lang,
Yes.
okay, she's finally ready, 'di ba?
And
Wait, may
tandaan mo, like, my mom didn't know, ah. My mom didn't know that I was joining my last pageant until she saw me on the
the
news.
screening.
Yeah, she didn't know at all. Yeah,
Baka
kasi ano talaga eh. Parang, this is something my dad taught me na, let's say this is my goal, and I really trust the process. So I have these micro goals for my life that I need to achieve. And whether that takes me through pageantry or takes me through other avenues of my life, everything has to be part of this one grand scheme of things. Hindi naman to the Tia, pero it's
oo.
the mentality lang talaga na you have to trust the process in order to become the woman that you would be proud to present yourself to your grandchildren or your great grandchildren. Alam mo yun?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Wait, there's a question here from Vlad. Kanina pa niya fina-flood to comment section natin.
Is
Is
Michelle
Michelle
the
ha- has is Michelle aware that she has an uncanny resemblance with Gabby Garcia? Am I the only one who notices the similarities? An observation po from VG Bonda from Panglao, Bohol. Thank you for watching, Gidge. Yeah, I've been
Of
hearing, oo nga,
course!
I see that, di ba? Parang, may striking resemblance. Are you and Gabby
Alam mo,
friends?
yeah, Gabby and I were friends. We started really talking because we were both endorsers for Bench, and then I got signed with GMA, so mas na-build pa yung friendship namin. Pero yes, we both know that we have similarities talaga. And I remember we were both in the same acting workshop. Ako nauna ako dun. I
Mhm.
was talking to my friend. Nakaban ako, nakasalamin. And then, biglang may tumapik sa likod ko. So pagtalikod ko, it was Gabby in a bun, in a salamin also. And we were both
Oh,
like, huh?
oh.
We were wearing the same
Di tayo
outfit
nag-usap?
and hindi kami nag-usap at all. We were just like, oh my gosh. So we joke around about it all the time. As in, kulang na lang, bigyan na lang kami ng teleserye ng GMA because we'd pass effortlessly as twins or at least siblings na nakakatuwa. Like, we play around with it talaga.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So now that you're here in Miss Universe Philippines, of course, this is your second pageant. Now I wonder what makes you different this time around. How are you differentiating yourself from the Michelle who competed in the previous pageant system?
Well, other than the hair, other than the hair, of course. You know, the Michelle D that was seen in my previous pageant. Of course, we have to recognize din naman kasi that it's a totally different market, a totally different platform, and they expect different things compared to the Miss Universe platform. But of course, medyo conservative ako doon. Demir, I was more of an ambassadress for the Philippines to really voice out my advocacies and my purposes in life. Pero through the years, of course, everything that happens gave me a lesson or a blessing, and I can confidently say that in between now and then, I've grown into so much. I've grown into a mature, empowered woman. Of course, I was always empowered before, but now I'm bolder and braver to really show the true Michelle that's been itching to come out since my previous pageant, which I couldn't showcase because it wasn't what the organization was looking for. Of course, alam mo naman, Adam, I'm a model, I'm an actress. My fierceness always shines whenever it's,
Oo.
nasa tamang lugar. And that branding of mine, that personality of mine, is pasok na pasok for Miss Universe. The mere fact that I've always wanted to join Victoria's Secret, actually, it was one of my childhood dreams. I feel like this will be that chance to kind of showcase that hunger to really be fierce on stage, to perform for everyone. But of course, it's never just beauty, but it's also brains and purpose and soul and heart. Kaya yun. Lots
If that's
changed.
the
If you're
case
not
pala.
better, go,
Okay,
go,
go ahead, go
sorry.
ahead, go ahead. No, sige, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry, sorry. Go ahead.
For
So,
me, kasi if my personal belief is that if you're not better than who you were yesterday, then you're not progressing. Like you always have to try to be better than who you were in the past.
may gusto akong
Upgrade,
itanong
ganun.
eh. May gusto akong isundot na tanong. I don't know if this is appropriate. Kung yun naman pala na you've been dreaming all your life to join Miss Universe, and then yun nga may
Grabe.
Victoria's Secret. Pero, so why didn't you
VS.
join, ha?
VS.
Oo, VS. Pero syempre, di
Mm-mm.
ba? Pero I wonder, bakit hindi ito yung una mong sinalihan?
Ah. Well, well, the year that I joined, I was really heavy on advocacies. None. I really
Hmm.
wanted to give my advocacy a global platform. And that was the main and sole reason for wanting, well, not sole, of course, I wanted to make my country proud, but the decision was based on my advocacy. And I believed that Miss World was bigger on advocacies and platforms like that. Because with Beauty with a Purpose, I wanted to win that. I really wanted to give my advocacy a global platform. And that's why I chose Miss World over Miss Universe. And I believe I was able to do that naman.
Yeah, you were.
I gave my
You
autism advocacy a good platform talaga.
yeah. You made it. You made it to the finalists of that
Finals.
segment of the
Yeah.
competition, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's focus now on the present. Now that you're here in Miss Universe Philippines, a lot of questions are coming in. May nagtatanong dito, since all the challenges are done, what is your favorite among all those? Hashtag the next MUPH 2022
Hmm.
from Girl
Favorite
Guests.
challenge. My favorite challenge, ang dami kasi I really enjoyed shooting the challenges. Of course, I think all of the candidates had a bit of struggle time managing all of the deadlines. Pero ako kasi I'm such a creative at heart. Kaya I loved conceptualizing all of the videos and writing the scripts. Pero I really enjoyed shooting my runway challenge. I think I really enjoyed that because the styling team that I had really executed everything from the coordination of the helicopter to the helipad, everything just worked on that day. So little did you know that wasn't my location for where my helicopter was landing a day before. As in, a day
Oh,
before, I was supposed to land in one of the hotels in Makati, and then biglang hindi inapprove yung helicopter namin. So we were so ngarag looking for another helicopter, and then we were granted a special pass from the Malacanang to land in a certain other hotel. Kaya medyo ngarag the day before, but on the day itself, everything worked so seamlessly. And of course, I had full trust in my team also, who is actually one of my best friends who did that video. Silang dalawa lang ng, what's Tagalog of fiance? Basta they're engaged to each other.
uh-huh.
And even if you feel na it was this whole production, it really just falls onto these two people that are so good at what they do. And I didn't feel like I was, yung kailangan ko sila bantayan. Because I was like, this is my vision. These are the type of shots that I see working. And then yun, when they say they have a good shot, I believe they have a good shot.
Alam mo, kung ano man yung mga na-experience mong yan, it really didn't show. It really didn't show. Kasi talagang we were lapping up every moment, every second of that
Oh,
1 minute
thank you.
video. Na talagang it was well conceptualized. Talagang you knew it really captured the essence of your personality. Kasi di ba, I've been following you
Thank you.
on your Instagram and alam ko ano ka adrenaline junkie ka and you love
Yes.
motorcycles. So in a way, parang parang nakita ko yung glimpse na yon, yung love mo for all these adrenaline, yung all these anything adventure. Doon ko nakita yun a glimpse nun
Yes, yes.
sa helicopter scene mo talaga, na talagang tinanggal mo yung shades mo, naglalakad ka, winner talaga siya sa production, I'm telling
Thank
you.
you, thank you.
You
Alam
enjoy,
mo, like a lot of people say
yun,
na,
go.
a lot of
Yun nga,
people say na yun yung money shot, no?
oo,
yung,
oo, yung,
yung salamin.
oo, yun,
Pero last minute
mm.
ko lang sinuot yung shades. As in, hindi talaga
Oh,
siya kasama sa ensemble. And then, biglang, uy, bagay. So yun, ginawa namin ang paraan. But I feel like kasi these challenges were my outlet for creativity eh.
yes, I
Kasi
noticed
I've
that.
always wanted to produce my videos. I've always wanted my vision to be executed properly. So yung casting, yung runway, those two talaga really captured my creativity side. Syempre kasi the intro and the tourism, all of the other challenges, it's medyo straightforward on what you're trying to do.
Oo,
But with the runway and casting, full creativity, yun eh.
yeah.
Kaya yun.
Kaya
I've
nakita
enjoyed
namin na
despite the stress.
oo, feeling ko like ito yung pinaka ano mo. And apart from your runway challenge video, another thing that also struck me was your interview video because you said so many things there na we didn't know, we are not yet completely aware of. Kasi all our pageant lives, we all know you as a beauty queen, celebrity, artista,
Mhm.
model, commercial endorser. Pero in your interview challenge video, you also said so many things like Wow. Parang feeling ko reflection ng runway video mo na you have goals of becoming a future CEO of your own company
Yes.
someday
Mm-hmm.
by setting up your own NFT-based tech
Yes.
company. 'Di ba? Parang di ko alam yun, hindi ko alam na may aspirations ka palang maging negosyante and to be your own boss
Of
considering na
course.
you've been leading a very, busy, hectic schedule as a celebrity and an artista for GMA7.
Mm-hmm. Alam mo kasi, I really wanted to take the opportunity of using the Miss Universe platform to show more of myself. My God, this is not COVID, I promise. To show more about myself. Kasi, just like you said, all people know is what's shown in front of the camera. My showbiz life, my pageant life. But there is so much more to Michelle that meets the eye.
Yes.
Not a lot of people know na I am a nerd. I have this obsessive learning, I wouldn't say disorder, but I have this obsessive learning trait where if I don't know something, I go on this rabbit hole of knowledge. And then I don't know, since I was a kid, I was always calculating numbers, the potential of a certain business or of a certain product. I remember as early as 12, nagpipitch na ako ng business sa tatay ko. Kaya, alam mo yun, dun talaga yung utak ko where there is a goal, pero what can you utilize around it? What else can you do with your platform, with the things that you know and the things that you've learned in the past? Kasi if may natutunan ka and then you don't utilize it, edi sayang din. And alam mo yun, parang nangangati ako if I'm stagnant. Kating-katay ako to learn something new. And that's what led to my discovery of, blockchain and NFT. And the more I learned into it, the more I learned about the industry, I really believe it's the future. And when you learn about an industry this early, and this is what gives me chills every time I say it, how often can you say that you're part of an emerging industry that's bigger or will be bigger than the internet? Kasi we're in the early stages. So dun talaga, parang light bulb
Naka-capture yung
moment na,
imagination mo. Oo.
yes, na we're so early in the industry that, alam mo yun, like 5 years from now, if wala akong ginawa, I'm gonna be kicking myself in the butt na. Kasi, wala eh. It's the only industry where everybody has entry levels. Now, even if you're from a third world country, a first world country, lahat pantay to access this technology. And I think that's what's so amazing about it kasi possibilities are endless for every single industry, from fashion to basic contracts to art, everything. So possible. Oh my God,
Alam
I
mo,
can I can nerd about this for so long, Adam.
buti ka pa. Wait, question. Sorry for being clueless about it. Sorry for being clueless about it. I know Pia and Jeremy, Pia Wurtzbach and her boyfriend are
Yes,
very much
yes,
into it.
yes.
Even Miss Universe has their own NFT coin,
NFT
NFT coin. So
sponsor.
ano yun? Is it like a trading type of thing? Is it gonna be dictating the future of our economy, of our commerce?
Mhm. So I think you're talking about the sponsor of Miss Universe last year, na yung our Fox pin. I don't know
Yeah.
about if they released a currency, but kasi all of that, from currencies to NFTs to other avenues, they're all under the umbrella of blockchain. So think of blockchain like the internet we have today, where di ba, may PayPal, may Facebook, may different avenues where you can
Yes.
utilize it. Pero, ayun, yes, Jeremy and Pia, they're very involved in both crypto, which is the currency, and NFT, which, I mean, in layman's term, it's really just digital ownership. So it's a smart contract. So you can slap it onto physical commodities, you can slap it onto art, you can use it to validate anything. And what makes it unique kasi is the fact that once it's on the blockchain, you can't change it na. So
Mm.
it solves the problem of security issues, hacking, and let's say for an art piece, for example, you put that Adam gets 5% royalty for every sale. That can never be changed. It can never be altered. Alam mo yun?
So, yeah. So ano yun? So parang is it like a collector's item type of thing na you will only get to give out or surrender if you're running out of money o parang or if you're gonna buy
No
something.
naman.
Sorry, ang limited na parang ano ba to? Parang pang
Go lang,
GCash.
it's
Sorry
fine.
GCash ba ang setup nito? Parang ganun, parang hindi ko
It
alam. Kunyari,
depends. It depends on what.
kunyari ikaw, picture crypto coin yung, ano, kunyari may NFT ako ng mukha mo, Michelle D, and then I'll
Mm-mm,
keep it
mm-mm.
like what you said. And then when is it the right time to bring it out? To trade it,
Okay.
to sell it?
Of course, it's one. The cryptocurrency space is limited, has limited regulations. So you always, as an investor or as an entrepreneur using the technology, you have to be careful with what you invest in because you have to do your own research. Because so with the trading, the art that you want to buy, it's either it's made by a famous artist, which will obviously increase in value. Pero there are
Over
also
time.
other arts that offer utility, like real world utility, whether it's attached to a budding game or it's attached to real world utilities and the like. So, literally anything that your mind can come up with in terms of the capabilities of this technology, it's really limitless. Like, you just have to be careful because there's a lot of bad people that take that for granted. And actually,
And
what my company is trying to do is to change that perception that even though there are bad people, there are still good people that are trying to do good with it, to really change that perception that blockchain can be used to do a world of goodness if you let it.
so I like what you said, yung ending statement mo. It can give us a lot of goodness. So what's worth picking up at the NFT supermarket
I,
nowadays?
I'm not a financial advisor. Alam mo, yung i-pick up ko na lang yung NFT art ko that I'm about to release. Siguro in the next
Oh,
few
sige.
months.
I'm willing to learn about it kasi
Regaluhan na lang
ayoko.
kita. Regaluhan na lang
Sige,
kita.
sige. Tapos mag-increase yung value niya over time. 'Di ba?
Naman.
Siyempre, as
Every
you,
every
'di ba?
step that we take really has to be calculated. Even marketing has to be calculated. Kasi of course there are a lot of bad people and you don't want to be tagged as somebody that may release a scam. You have to be careful
Yes,
with the type
yes.
of project and purpose
That you
of that
engage in.
project. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sige, enough of NFT. Let's talk about it after na lang in private or backstage.
Sige, sige, sige.
Kasi
Do you want
after
to
all,
see
this is
some of the
still a
art
beauty.
though
Yeah,
before
sure.
we end the
Is it already
conversation?
ready? Yeah.
Of course, all of the art is made already. The website is just it hasn't been launched lang. Pero, hinahanap ko. So, just a brief history. Like, this is a collection that is uniquely hand painted by Marius Black. He's a renowned artist here in the Philippines. And each kid will have its own theme for an advocacy that I'm supporting. So they're heavily based on kids, heavily based on advocacies, and the utility attached to it, it's groundbreaking. Hopefully, that's how the world receives it also. But I'm just looking for our deck.
Parang si Miranda
And
Priestley ka lang is from Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, hopefully it's gonna be groundbreaking.
talaga. So I'm just looking for it on my deck. Hmm, ayun. I actually have NFTs under development for my other celebrity friends also for their
Wow,
brands. Yeah.
Knox. It seems
So
to be the
here.
in thing, right? Ah, okay.
So these
So,
these are marketing NFTs. As you can see, it's really my advocacy collection. So they
so ano
all
siya?
are themed under um different advocacies that I'm supporting.
Ah, and see, that's another topic.
This
That's
is
another
uncolored.
topic. Yeah,
Pero
ang cute. I
hmm.
wish I could see that in person soon. Pero alam mo, ang daming, sige na, let's end our NFT
Yeah,
conversation.
sige,
Pero I
sige.
would really to talk to you about it more in the near future.
Of
Ang daming
course.
comments coming in. Beauty with a purpose to confidently beautiful from Jerome Star.
Mm.
The more I hear her speak, the more I become a fan.
Oh,
full,
thank you.
she's just full of sense and so natural. Rooting for you, Michelle. I believe you have what it takes to be the next Miss Universe
Wow.
Philippines. Your swimsuit challenge is like Baywatch vibes. Oh, yung pink. Oh, and bring back all our young
There's such a
memories.
funny story attached to my swimsuit challenge. Diyos ko, ngaragan.
Talaga? Talaga? Oo nga, nakita ko
Yes.
rin. Parang may kasama mo rin pala si Narian doon sa shoot na yun.
Yes, yes, yes. Pero one day shoot yun, a day before the deadline. Kasi when I
Aha.
saw the photo, the original photo, it was so beautiful. But it was more on the creative side that I really felt like it wasn't going to make the cut for Miss Universe from what they were expecting from the pegs that they sent and what. Basta, it was more artsy talaga. And although I might frame that photo pa rin, the one that didn't make it, I'm so happy that we made the decision to come up with a one-day shoot the day before. Less than 8 hours. Yep, less than eight
Oh,
hours to plan that shoot to get access to Batangas. Okay, that's where I shot Batangas. And to get Doc Marlon there because ayun, the deadline was just so fast approaching na.
yeah. Buti everyone was just there to help. Pronto, di ba?
Yeah.
No,
That's why
that's
you
nice.
saw sila Janina, Max, and Rian there. Because they were like, oh, sige, let's all help na.
Oh, that explains why. Yeah. So going back, yun nga, sinasabi nila beauty with a purpose to confidently beautiful. Now I wonder, given your previous pageant experience, how did it feel to win? And what impact did it have on you on the way that you saw your life moving forward?
Wow. You know, whenever I think about that moment, that crowning moment, it still gives me goosebumps because I never allow myself to think or feel like I'm the winner until the crown is on my head.
Yeah.
So it was only in that moment, as in if you see the BTS photos, kabadong-kabado ako, kahit natawag na si Kelly. And I was still nervous because I didn't want to take that moment away. Because it's truly when you're awarded something that you've worked your butt off to get, it's something you really can't match. It's the energy, the cheers of your supporters, your family, your friends all coming together to acknowledge that achievement. And it's something that ah, you know, and this is speechless pa rin ako lagi whenever I think about
Yeah.
it.
Iba yung nagagawa. Alam mo, ito lang yung gusto ko rin sabihin. Iba yung nagagawa ng international pageant experience sa mga girls like you. Lalo
Definitely.
na kapag sasali ka ulit sa isang pageant na katulad as
Mhm.
massive as Miss Universe Philippines. Talagang from the get-go, from the distance, seeing you from afar, makikita mo na talaga na, okay, this girl has already competed internationally because yung confidence, yung pairing,
Okay.
ibang-iba. Ibang-iba, ibang-iba. So I think, and ayun nga, hindi lang sa pageant stage, di ba? Ito na nga, nag-NFTs ka. Parang nagmamature, lumalawak, nag-broaden yung horizons mo. And I think that really, you know,
I
did
think it
that to
really
you.
everything that happens is either a blessing or a lesson. And no one should ever, stay within this mentality that this is how far I'm going to go. Because the world is full of opportunities. And like I said earlier, it's really about you acknowledging that, hey, this is an opportunity. Am I going to take it? Am I going to go after the risks? And that's always something that I've believed in. And I wouldn't be joining Miss Universe Philippines if I didn't have that confidence in myself and the knowledge that I have so much more to offer now than I did before. And just to slightly answer your question earlier, that winning moment moving forward gave me not only validation on the hard work and the pressure that's been accumulating over the years, but it really prepared me to be under more pressure in the future. I
Yeah,
believe kasi God only
training
puts you
ground.
in situations. Yeah, God only puts you in situations to prepare you for something greater in the future.
So
So,
I
yun.
agree. I agree. So,
Diba?
looking back, now that you've experienced both competing nationally and internationally, how different do you think is it competing on an international level as opposed to a national level one? as what you're experiencing here in NUP?
It's really different kasi
Mas mahirap ba nationals or pareho lang?
I think it really depends on your mentality. I can only speak for myself in a sense that one big help talaga is the Filipino community because even if you're in an international stage, you still feel the support of your kababayans. They're all there. They're all cheering for you. So somehow it's the same because if you know, the Philippines always has like one of the loudest cheers wherever it is in the
Yes.
wherever it is around the world. So of course, it's hard. I would say it's harder to do the national pageant because then you're trying to be the Philippine representative. Um, and I don't know why I think that, but that's just how I feel. Na parang the expectations to win the crown, especially for Miss Universe, for example, where there's only one crown that you can win. It's much greater on a personal level. And then when you go internationally, then you're trying to achieve something for your whole country. Which I guess when you come to think of it, now that I'm saying it, both of them have equal bearing talaga. They both have equal bearing because ultimately, what is your purpose and what are you trying to do? You're trying to make your country proud. You're trying to give your purpose or your advocacy a global platform, and you're
Yeah.
trying to be of influence. You're showcasing that Filipinos are strong, empowered, committed Filipinos.
So now that you're at it, what do you think is the most challenging aspect of any beauty pageant? How does
Now that I'm what?
participating now that you're at it, you're here in another
Okay.
pageant. Yeah. How do you think what for you is the most challenging aspect of any beauty pageant? And how do you think does participating in such pageants like MUP help empower you as a woman?
I think the most difficult aspect is really, as cliche as this sounds, is the battle between yourself and the battle of how much you know yourself. Because there's going to be a lot of noise surrounding you. And it's sticking to what you believe in and how you know yourself that will make you execute. Because, like I said, parang a lot of people will try to steer you in the way that they believe is best. But how can you stand behind that if that's not who you truly are? So the biggest challenge is really a battle for yourself, at least for me. And your second question, what was it again?
How does participating in a pageant like MUP help empower you as a woman?
I really think it helps empower me because for me, everything I do has to have purpose. And the fact that I'm able to showcase my platform, I mean, showcase my purpose on a platform as big as Miss Universe, I feel like it really validates what I've always been trying to do, which is be on a platform to gain a voice that can be heard by not just my fellow Filipinos, but the whole universe. Because I have so much to offer, so much show through example. And it's through a platform like Miss Universe Philippines, or if given the chance, Miss Universe, it will really help me showcase that to the whole universe.
Alam mo, the way you say it, parang feeling ko madali mong makukuha eh. Parang, alam mo yon.
Ay,
Siguro
walang
dahil sa
madali sa
pageant
buhay,
experience,
Adam.
oo, alam ko walang madali, pero ang galing mo lang na i-mask yung kung ano man yung pain, pressure na nararamdaman mo. And when you break it down to me, parang parang ang sarap pagdaanan ng pressure na rin yun. If only if I have the
Talaga?
same attitude that you have, 'di ba? The same tenacity, the same determination, the same appetite for hunger or risk talaga in achieving in going for the full glory. Now I wonder in order for you to achieve that, do you think an artista like you had an advantage in winning this crown?
Well, hindi pa ako nananalo. But,
Yeah, because
but
pero kasi if you look at it, dati si Catriona, si Megan, si Pia, 'di ba? They all
mhm,
started out as
as
artistas, models,
actresses,
as
I think
actresses. So,
definitely. Definitely. That was one of the reasons why I chose to be an artista before stepping into show business. I mean, stepping into pageantry rather. because I felt like it would give me that added confidence to speak in front of cameras, to speak in front of a live audience,
Yes.
and just doing interviews for your shows or promotional efforts. It really helps you build that confidence to be on stage as yourself. And kasi when you're on the pageant stage, there's so much that can happen that you can't account for, you can't prepare for. So the more that you're put under that kind of scenario, then the more you can prepare yourself from other similar situations. I think
I
my
agree.
first dose of an actual pageant-like stage in terms of audience size would be when I had to model for Bench Under the Stars. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like
I
a
did 20
long runway.
runway.
Yeah, long runway. Walang salita-salita or Q&A, but that was like, oh my God, my first time to walk on a stage that long with an arena this packed.
Which, come to think of it, baka mangyari ulit kung totoo ang
Oh,
chismis na
see.
magkaka-long
We'll
runway sa
see.
same venue. So baka feeling ko yung sinasabi mong yan could have probably given you a preview or allowed you to practice or to rehearse for what's to
We'll
come in the near
see. We'll
future on
see.
April 30, di ba? See, but on the flip side
Yes.
naman, as an artista, syempre it has also its disadvantages. How are you handling public scrutiny naman?
Public scrutiny kasi it's full of opinions of people that will always have a say in something. I have no control over how other people think. I just know that what I have to offer is something that I'm proud of. I'm so sure about myself and what I have to offer that I can't really say I don't listen to them, but I'm very filtered. I think very highly of constructive criticisms, and I appreciate it because I always want to know what I can improve on more. But of course, negativity is inevitable, and we can't do anything about it. So I think the life skill here is knowing when to, block off all of the noise and know when to focus on the positivities because there will be positives alongside negative. And nasa sa'yo na lang yan if you're going to choose to focus on either side.
Yeah. We're down to my last few questions. As much as I'm enjoying this conversation, I really have to end. Pero grabe, alam mo, ang dami din. Ang
Oh,
taba-taba
bakit?
ng utak mo. Uwian na. Mindset is my definition of sexy. Hi, co-nerds, Vidhu is saying. So, eto may
Oh.
tanong sa'yo. Aside from Ian, who's training you in your pasarela? Is your mom training you in your runway walk? Queen? Tanong ni G Manila.
Well, Ian has been my pasarela trainer since Miss World. My mom, she comes in for quick tips, corrections, but it's really Ian that's training me for my walk. To answer your question, G Manila.
Yeah. Grabe. Pasabog. For sure may pasabog dyan sa catwalk mo. Di mo
We'll
pa
see.
nilalabas eh. Yung runway video mo, nabitin kami. Feeling ko sinadya mo
Well,
yun
kasi
eh.
hindi ko sinadya. Actually, requirement naman kasi talaga was 10 seconds.
Okay.
So, me and my creative team actually, we were having a battle between creativity and more wide shots. So we're like, sayang, sana 2 minutes yung video para mas marami kaming na-showcase. But, ayun, I felt naman na I was following the rules. So, but when we released it, parang that's one of the most frequent comments that I saw was sana mas mahaba yung wide shots and everything. But I'm
Yeah.
still proud of what I did altogether.
Hindi ko alam, 10 seconds pala. May time limit pala kayo sa mga ganyang-ganyang
Hindi
videos. Kala
naman
ko may
time
full
limit.
creative control kayo. Basta, pasarela video,
Meron
pasarela.
naman.
Oo.
Meron naman. May free creativity for all the candidates. And Miss Universe has been really good at allowing us to express our creativity. Yun nga lang, specifically for the one isang lakad na no cuts and everything. It
Mhm.
was the 10-second requirement.
Yeah. Alam mo, alam mo, talaga, no doubt, you've established yourself as someone who really has a good head over her shoulders despite her celebrity
Thank you.
status. Kaya the reason why I asked about public scrutiny, and you mentioned about constructive criticism. So when an aspiring beauty queen like you is being ridiculed for her weight gain. Kasi this is what is happening to the reigning Miss Universe right now. Na
Ah, yeah.
she's being subject to a lot of trolling because of her weight gain due to medical conditions. So, ikaw ba, now that you're at it here, do you think beauty queens like you should be physically perfect and conform to
No.
today's society's expectations?
No, I don't believe that, and I really feel bad for our last Miss Universe that she's under that kind of scrutiny, but as smart as she is, I'm sure she's handling it well. But I think long gone are the times na beauty queens are only physically beautiful. There's so much more to what a beauty queen can offer from their mentality, their soul, and their physique. I don't think we're here to represent or flaunt our bodies, but we're here to represent our country and represent us as a whole. Because even myself, I don't have a Victoria's Secret body, but I'm confident in it. And that's what matters is how comfortable am I in my own body? Can I perform at the level that I want to? And that's really all it boils down to. Because if you allow yourself to be affected by all of the bashers, then walang mangyayari. It's something that you can't control. But like I said earlier, what I can control is how I see things for myself. And actually, Miss Universe is doing a really good job. Miss Universe Philippines, rather, by eliminating the height limit, no weight requirement or no waistline requirement, because we're really advocating for an inclusive universe that's uniquely beautiful. And how can you be unique if you fit into this one stereotype of being a beauty queen, right?
Yeah, pero bakit ganun? Yun nga eh, but how come it still doesn't resonate with, with fans na talaga, ay, kailangan she still has to be beautiful because after all, it's still a beauty pageant. Now, yun nga, despite
Mm-hmm.
you guys espousing inclusivity and diversity, yun nga, it's still not resonating with the audience, with
I
us,
think
with
I
the
think
collective
as
audience.
long as I think as long as we take necessary steps towards the right direction, then we'll eventually get there. We just need consistency and proper representation by our candidates also.
I agree. Alam mo, mag-1 hour na tayo mag-uusap and as much as I'm
Ah,
really
talaga?
enjoying this, I have to cut this down na. Ma-award na ako.
Oh
Ang daming
no.
questions here. Like, eto, I wanna ask you pa sana. Pero wag mo na sagutin. I'll just, hi po, ask ko lang, do you consider lose? Ako for me ha, ako sasagot na lang pala, yes, oo. Because
Yes, of course.
despite not winning the title, the experiences that you've gained will really allow you
Sige, you want me to
to
answer
mature
it
as a
na?
person. Ako na sumagot sa'yo. So you wanna answer
Basta,
this? You wanna answer
Basta I
this?
consider losing as winning, for sure. Because even if you lose, it's still an experience gained. It's a lesson learned. And it's something that you can just take on as something to improve yourself on. Everything happens for a lesson or a blessing. I really advocate for that. And down the line, let's say if I'm not crowned Miss Universe Philippines, it's that acknowledgement that whoever wins, destiny and luck, and it's really it's for them. And I'm a big sport also. Yeah, just learn from it.
Well said. Well said. So, eto, may isa pang tanong. Last na. What color do you think eto, mga tanong na pang closed door preliminary. Yung mga ganito yung mga tanong nila Walter. What color do you think symbolizes a uniquely beautiful woman? Tanong ni Chimon Andrewson.
This answer can change, huh? I'm answering based on how I feel.
Uh,
I would really say I want to answer this just because this is how I feel. I'm gonna say black for now. My answer can change, but because black is the presence of all colors, and every unique woman can represent different colors. And when you say black, it's the accumulation of all colors. Did you know that? Black
no,
is
kaya nga,
the well,
nahalata sa mukha ko na pag ganun ako, ha? Talaga? See, this is what I
yeah.
like about you. Alam mo, wow. You have this ability to come up
It's
with
not
answers but are so unexpected. Wow. So,
This
having
answer
said,
can change for sure, but I'm just gonna
definitely.
say
Oo,
it
masyado
first.
tayong ano dito eh, masyado
Hindi
tayong
pwedeng black eh.
casual dito. So, eto na lang as my last question. Given with everything that with all the experiences that you've been through and now here competing then in Miss Universe Philippines, how do you hope to change the world as
How
Miss
do I hope to
Universe?
change?
What kind of queen do you want the people to remember you?
I really want people to remember me as a queen that does good, that utilizes this platform for positive change, to be a beacon of inspiration through example that we shouldn't really hide behind fear not to achieve your goals. So I want to be that queen that inspires everyone to achieve their best self and to really never doubt themselves and their potential because life is full of opportunities and you just have to be brave enough to take them. So if you want that type of queen, I'm your girl.
True, true. And on true. Sa tingin mo, could you be the next Miss Universe Philippines?
Nako, Adam, if I didn't believe that, then I wouldn't be here in this competition.
On that note,
Right?
maraming salamat sa'yo. Ayaw na kitang
No,
tanungin,
thank
why
you
should
so
you be the next
much.
Miss Universe Philippines? Kasi kaya mo na yan. You don't need to prove us anymore. Kayang-kaya mo na sagutin yan kahit hindi ka namin marinig. Maraming salamat for giving us the opportunity to
Oh,
get to know
thank you
you
so
better
much,
or to
Adam.
catch up with you after a few years. Maraming salamat for the trust and confidence that you gave me in allowing me to do this interview. So as my last question, can you give a message to all your fans and followers
Of
who have been
course,
rooting
of
for you,
course.
cheering for you to be the next Miss Universe Philippines?
You know, I have so much gratitude for everybody that's been supporting me since before and currently with all of my pageant endeavors. And I always say this, and I'll never get tired of saying this, but I am where I am because of all of you. All of you were the ones who pushed me to see my own potential. So I really hope to make you all proud. But please do continue to support me on this journey. You can follow me on all of my social media accounts, but most especially on my Kumu, por favor, which is MUPH22 Michelle. Just follow my journey there, and all of my updates are there. Also, I also have a Telegram chat for all of my supporters. That's t.me/mmdverse. But of course, I love you all so much and thank you from the bottom of my heart for constantly supporting me and motivating me to become the best version of myself.
Uh, you are most welcome. Maraming salamat again. Before we end,
Thank you, Adam.
can we engage some of them before we leave?
Of
From
course.
Grotesque, we love you and we will support you all the way, Michelle. Hashtag the next
Thank
Miss
you.
Universe. Diba?
Thank you.
Michelle, ikaw na talaga. Go, Michelle. Who else?
Thank
We're
you,
proud of you
Edward.
always, Binibini. Who else?
That's what BB means pala. Binibining. Kala ko BB. Like, BB,
Oh, I don't
bubu.
know. Go,
Ganun ba?
Michelle. Go. Hindi ko rin alam. Go, Michelle, the next Miss Universe. Who else? Love you so much
I'm
forever.
looking at
Good
it here
luck,
also.
Michelle. We love you and we will support you all the way.
Thank you.
Can you give a little sneak peek of what can we expect during the
Favorite mo si Edward
competition?
Palma, no?
Uh, he's a fan. He's a fan. He's a huge fan of
Hi,
yours.
Edward
So
Palma.
maraming
Can I
salamat.
share?
Yeah.
I akala ko answer ko. Can I share a little sneak peek on what we can expect during the competition? Sneak peek. Michelle Marquez, di Makati City.
Color na
Look
lang.
at
Color na lang.
Sige.
Color na lang ng gown.
Sige. The
Chos.
color of one of my gowns is galactic. So, kayo na lang pumili kung alin dun sa galaxy ang
Teka, Google muna ako. Ano yung galactic?
galactic.
Silver, gray, black.
O, di ba
Oh,
maraming colors sa galaxy? So, basta it's going to be galactic.
Ilaban mo to, Michelle, ha? We'll be behind you every step of the way, sabi ni
Thank you so
CB.
much. Thank you. Thank you,
Michelle B.
CB.
Violet daw, sabi ni Vage, request niya. So, on that note, go Michelle B. watching all the way from Dubai.
From Dubai.
Yeah.
Hello,
Maraming,
Dubai
mara-
Dreamer.
maraming salamat. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you so
Thank you
much
also, Adam. So
for
nice
allowing
chatting
me to
with you.
interview you. Buti nakahabol ako. Maraming salamat talaga for
Oh,
saying yes
medyo
to this
hectic na kami
interview.
next week.
Oo, kaya nga kuratsa ako sa
Thank
mga
you.
interviews ngayon dahil next week wala na talaga. So,
Ah,
nakahabol ako.
yan.
Maraming salamat. Thank you for brightening up our gloomy
Thank you.
afternoon right now with your brilliance and eloquence as a Miss Universe Philippines candidate. You just all the more
Thank
made us
you.
so excited to root for you and cheer for you in the upcoming competition. So I can't wait for all the
Oh.
pasaboks that you will be unleashing soon. Iintayin namin yung intergalactic galactic color na yan. So whether sa prelims or sa finals or sa
Abangan!
closed door interview. Maraming salamat again. Stay safe and
Thank
hydrated and
you.
virtual hugs and kisses all the way here from my office in Cubao. Maraming salamat. Bye!
Bye!